Okay, so today we'll work on this tree a bit, putting a bit of texture on this tree and some snow, and then we move on to the leaves um, on the this tree here. Okay, so I have here Payne's Gray, white, and a bit of raw umber. Exactly same colors we used last time for this tree. So what we're going to do is add a tiny bit of, a grayish kind of texture, not too light, just a bit, so it gives it some movement, so it's not flat. It doesn't look flat. Round brush. And honestly, it doesn't have to be a certain specific style, or just dab some texture on this tree. Not too light. So this is Payne's Gray. I mixed white with Payne's Gray, and then I added the raw umber. And I'm just gonna go across and over the tree. And dab. It's drying darker, of course. It's acrylic, so it's gonna dry darker. That's good. That's all we need to do for this one. All right.
And
so
what kind of brush?
the brush is round brush. Slightly bigger. So I'm gonna take white for the snow, ultramarine violet. And then there's some blue in here. The reason I have the blue is that, the background has kind of a combination of blue and purple. And what we want to do is start with a combination that has the blue and purple in the back. Very thin layer. You can hardly see the color right now. And then when I get to the front, then I'll make it stronger. So I don't want it.
What colors are you doing again?
I'm using both colors. I'm using ultramarine, violet, bit of cerulean in it, like this, and then white. So when I start putting the color from the back, I don't have a strong line of white. And most of the time, in the back, the snow is darker because of the trees. So when you come to the front, then this is when you see the strong color of the snow, like the lighter color. So let's say I start from here. Take a bit of ultramarine violet in there. And then slowly, this way, I don't have a problem with a strong line or a strong color of white. Now here, when I come to the front, I'm going to take more white. But this white has some of the colors. It's not just white. It's not pure white. Okay, again. In some cases, you probably would add, some artists will add a bit of yellow in the white, in the snow, because of the sun. But in this case, there's no sun in here, so. So whenever I want to blend the color with the background color, I just add ultramarine violet to the white, or ultramarine violet and cerulean blue both at the same time to the color, and then I can go back with the color and then just kind of to the back here and blend it a bit with the background. So when I get to the front, there's a kind of a soft transition. Now, most of the time what I'm doing is I'm adding more white to the color, to any of these two colors, when I'm in the front. So this is not white, just white. It's white with ultramarine violet in it, but the amount of ultramarine violet is not big. It's not too much. We're going to put some more snow all over in the at the end. So just adding with the dry brush, just going over the bottom of the trees with the dry brush, just to give it a bit of kind of a snow texture on the tree. And that's it. We don't want to put too much snow at the bottom. This is good. We don't need to highlight it too much. Okay, so now we're going to work on the red part. And this is burnt sienna and cadmium red light. Round brush. And I'm going to start adding leaves. I'll add some branches after if I need to. For now, I'm just kind of looking at the shape that I'm in the reference. I'm looking at the shape of the red leaves in there. and try to not, have a shape that looks like too much like this. Straight line. Like fluff them up a bit. And I'm going to use a bit more of the, for now, less red and more burnt sienna. With a small brush round, I'm going to use some browns and add in here another little one, tree, on this side, because this is what isn't in there, and it really helps having another one. And some branches.
Well, we can't see what you're doing.
Sorry, you can't.
Can't see what you're doing.
It's on the camera. It's right there. No? Is everybody okay? Can everybody see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Josie, your camera. I cannot see you. I can't see
Yeah.
you. Your
I
camera.
have it off, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just adding with a round brush and some brown mixed with water. Couple of little kind of small twigs on this tree, so it doesn't look like it's just kind of red leaves on it and no additional. Okay. Trying to kind of keep an eye on the shapes I'm creating here with the red. Sometimes you just need to gather them in one spot, and sometimes you just kind of fluff them up around. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna go here, up here. So up here, this is where all of the highlight, the colors and the strong branches and twigs are up here. So before I do that, I'm gonna actually no, let's do that. Let's put those. Sometimes I try to put the leaves before I put the branches or the twigs because I don't want to follow them, follow the twigs. But sometimes. So with brown, and I'm going to put some Payne's gray in the brown brush. Quite a bit of water in here, so so the brush flows easily. There's a lot of we're going to simplify what we're seeing in the, but still, because it's a focal point, I still need to put enough twigs.
Okay.
Put them randomly. Some of them are just hanging really low, which is nice, and they overlap with the branches of this tree.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't. It looks like it's going to take time, but it doesn't really. With the tip of the brush, don't push too hard on your brush, otherwise you'll get a thick layer of a thick line, actually.
Yeah.
It's like a cat whiskers. I have to choose another, a new project. You're probably thinking, we can hardly keep up with this one.
Are we going to finish this one today? Looks like we probably.
We probably will, but okay. Let's try to put some of the red part. So let's go back to burnt sienna and just kind of put a couple. And some of them will be floating. They don't really have to, be attached to anything, to a branch. All right, let's do this one here. Some of them would be bigger, some of them small, medium. Okay, so we're good now. I'm going to take a little bit of cadmium red light and mix it with the burnt umber, but more cadmium red light. And I'm going to add a couple of dots of cadmium red light here and there. Mixed with burnt sienna. But you can see, it's more of the cadmium red light than burnt sienna. All right, so let's see. If you take brown, that's raw umber. I put a bit of burnt sienna in it. Small brush. And I'm going to put a bird right there, small one. So let's say this bird is looking sideways. Round top. Then we can just kind of push it down this way. And then the belly. And then maybe the tail. And this is the part that is tricky. It's the beak. Because it's so small. It's hard to get it perfect. But we'll try. And now I'm going to take more red, mix it with burnt sienna, and just kind of color this bird with red. Put some red. I'm going to make it a little bit more, especially where the belly is, a bit bigger. And then color this part with red. I'm going to leave it there.
Looks good.
That's fine, I think. We don't need more than that. Okay, I'm going to stop recording. Right, okay. Putting some snow. I'm going to take a flat brush or a bright, doesn't matter. White. I have a little bit of ultramarine violet in the white. And water. Dip your brush in water and just put it in there. Mix them. And then just hold it like that and just go with your finger all over. Again. It works much better with a toothbrush, usually, but this is not bad either.
First, my snowflakes were too little. Now they're too big.
You made first they were too little?
Yeah, now they're too big, but they're going to stay. I'm not touching them. They're nice big fluffy flakes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Mine are bigger too. Mine, some of them are big too. But because they're...
You never know what's going to come off the brush.
Yes. We don't need much. Just a couple. I mean, we don't want to overdo it with the snowflakes. Okay, that's enough. We're good. Okay, project is done. We're going to move on to the next one.